Son, your mama sure does care about your schooling, son.
Yo. Hey, let's get to it, man. Let's get to it. My apologies. My bad. Let's get going. Hey, man. First and foremost, shouts out to everybody here. Love y'all for coming through. Give me a big virtual hug. Boy, man, preseason is for they'll never let Jalen Hurts call plays in never let Jalen Hurts call plays. Never. Oh boy. Hey man, we got some stuff to talk about. preseason finale. Last fake game before we get into some real football. We got the Giants September 10th or something like that. You know what I mean? And, you know, just watching all these guys come in and fight for the final run. Let Daniel Jones call plays. Hey, man, listen. Boy, we got so much to talk about. I appreciate y'all for being here and hanging with me, man. We've had a few technical difficulties. That's all good, man. But we got those worked out. It is what it is. Love y'all to pieces. I got a couple of notes here written down. After we leave here, we're probably gonna go hang out with Fusty King and all that. So, hey, man, one more time, man. I appreciate y'all for being here. I'm your I'm your host.
Hey, Foxy.
And this is just a mixtape.
Hey, man, y'all can follow me everywhere. VOCHLOMBARDI, Voch Lombardi. Swati Cop. Thank you so much for being here. Come on in and sit down, boy. We got a list of things, and it's crazy. We have so much to talk about in preseason game 3. So much more to talk about than we did in preseason game 1 or game 2. You know, I have my chat box right here, so if you guys have anything to say, we can discuss those things. And hey, if not, hey, we'll just have that conversation at some point. We'll just, cross that bridge whenever we get there. But real football is coming up. We look at these final preseason games as like these roster molding type games. And man, besides the dudes that we thought were going to make the roster, the handful of guys we had some confidence in, there were a handful of battles here and there. Some dudes were fighting for their spot off of the practice squad, because in order to get on practice squad, you got to get cut. And that's a whole nother can of worms that we don't want to deal with. But at least let's have a conversation about some guys that we know that we feel good about. All right. First and foremost, before we get into that, man, Dak Prescott, right? Interesting development. Going into this game, I was on social medias. Minding my business on social medias, right? And I see Michael Gelkin. He puts out a little tweet. He says, Dak Prescott gonna be calling plays tonight. I say, And this preseason finale that Mike McCarthy is gonna hand over the clipboard and the headphones, and that Dak Prescott is going to call plays tonight. And damn, I like that idea so much. I like that idea so much because Dak has been in the same offense since he was a wee lad coming into this thing. Right now, I understand what they're saying. Like, hey, we're gonna keep 70% of the offense and we're gonna change 30% of it. Well, we still got to figure out if Dak is compatible with that 30% of the offense, right? Like, that's a lot. 30% of your, 100%. That's 30%. It's a lot. So what better way, especially if Mike McCarthy's going to live in this world, this world where, player accountability is the thing, right? Like, hey, we're going to call these players, we're going to do such and such based on, what you call Dak Prescott. You're going to be calling plays. We heard CeeDee Lamb talk about it. We heard Schottenheimer talk about it. We've heard Dak Prescott talk about it. Dak is going to be more in a play calling role. So what better way to figure out if Dak Prescott, what better way, to figure out if Dak Prescott can call plays in this offense than to let him call plays in this offense, right? This very dialed back vanilla version of this offense, by the way, right? And I'll tell you what, Kellen Moore never had Cooper Rush and Will Grier and doing this. Man, preseason was always this time where it was just marred by dirty quarterback play. You know what I mean? Like, we go into these preseason games, I'm always looking for what the defenders are going to do. I'm always looking for like the run game type of stuff. But the receivers, we talked about this 2 weeks ago. It's so hard to get a look from the wide receiver position because quarterback play is always so bad. It's always terrible. But man, Will Grier looked brand new tonight, chat. Will Grier looked brand new tonight, chat. Let me hit refresh on this so I can take a look at it. Will Grier he was 29 for 35. Let me turn it up. I'm sorry, Will Grier. He was 29 for 35, 305 yards. That's 6 fantasy points, 2 touchdowns. That's 12. That's 18 fantasy points altogether. He rushed for 58. It's like 5 more, right? Well, 53, pardon me. And then he ran 2 more touchdowns. I never seen Will Grier look like that. I never seen Will Grier so confident before. But then you think about it. What are we asking Will Grier to do? And then you think about what Dak Prescott, offensive coordinator, Dak Prescott. What play caller Dak Prescott asked Will Grier to do? He handed the ball off. We saw some easy throws, some rollouts. We saw some bubbles. We saw Will Grier on the move. Will Grier is an athlete. Raise your hand if you knew Will Grier was an athlete. Chat, and when I say Will Grier is an athlete, I mean, like, I know he can run faster than me.
Oh, no. That's false.
I know he can run faster than me and you. I remember watching West Virginia, right? I remember seeing West Virginia Will Grier moving around a little bit, but Will Grier, what is? Will Grier bailed himself out of a lot of plays, man. I saw Dak Prescott, encouraging him, hey, run around, have fun, run around a little bit, use your legs. Will Grier started throwing the ball deep and shit.
Did you hear what I said?
He started testing the defense down the field. If there's anything you want to do to keep a defense honest, you got to try them deep, whether you connect or not. You got to try them deep. And using your legs will keep a defense honest. Chat, I ain't trying to be messy or nothing. And of course, this is only a thing when Dak Prescott is calling plays and when Will Grier is fighting for his life. Because when those two things happen, he just turned into a whole nother character, right? Chat, I'm not trying to be messy or nothing. I'm going to get my war call ready when I say this. And I understand that we signed Trey Lance. We traded a 4th round pick to go get him. I understand, chat. I understand Trey Lance is here and he's quarterback 3. I understand that. And I understand Cooper Rush was a part of some wins last year. That Will Grier better than Cooper Rush. I'm texting all my friends because I need answers. When I think about the kind of quarterback Cooper Rush is, as I cut my music back on. When I think about the kind of quarterback Cooper Rush is, boy, I just get so sick of Cooper just dinking and dunking. Think about this. Just think about this, right? When Cooper Rush played this preseason, right? Somebody tried to hit me with that little, with that little line. Hey, Voch, Cooper Rush played well in preseason. Why I keep doing this? Hey, Voch, Cooper Rush played well in preseason. Well, if you think about what Cooper Rush did in preseason, he'll dump that bitch off to Jake Ferguson and he'll dump that mug off to Rico Dowdle. That's all he did. We wanted to see Jalen Tolbert get involved. We wanted to see Jalen Brooks get involved. Oh, no. He'll dump that thing off to some tight end. He'll dunk that thing off to some running back. And if you put pressure on him, Cooper Rush is going to be standing exactly where you thought he was going to be. He wasn't moving around. And some characters like, but Voch, Will Grier's doing this against backups. What you think Cooper Rush was doing? So those wins last year that Cooper Rush was involved in, let's just be fair here. Let's just be fair to Cooper Rush, right? Those wins that he were involved in, you leaned on run game. You leaned, he barely leaned on 88. He leaned on 85. He didn't even lean on 88. You lean on the run game. He threw the ball to Noah Brown. And then it was all up to 11,790 in them. So you mean to tell me, if anything were to happen to 4, and we lean on 11,790 in them, Will Grier, with his willingness to throw the ball downfield, get wide receivers involved, tight ends and running backs, and his ability to move around, that's not better than Cooper Rush?
It's false. No way. Not this time.
Turn this shit up. I'm letting it play.
Not this time.
I'm letting the whole thing play.
Not this time. It's totally.
I'm letting the whole thing play.
Fiction. It's fiction. It's fiction. We made it up. We made this one up. It's a made-up tale. It's a total fabrication.
Dak better than Cooper. What's his name? Kellen Moore. Dak definitely better than Kellen Moore. Let me tell you why Dak already better than Kellen Moore. Because as offense coordinator, I need to see what you can get out of your backup guys, right? I see what Kellen Moore could do a quarterback 2, but I also see what Dak could do a quarterback 3. God damn, I be damn. So listen, all I'm saying, right? We know that Trey Lance is going to be red shirt develop you guy. And he may not even be red shirt the whole year. Trey Lance may just be red shirt for a little bit. And if he's around in week 17 and he's ready, then cool. Trey Lance could be week 17 guy. But you mean to tell me? I don't even want to say it. If we had to go into a game, let's just take the best Cooper Rush you've ever seen. And we'll put that with the best Will Grier you've ever seen. Let's just talk about traits. Let's just talk about traits, because neither one of those dudes like whooping ass by themselves. They're whooping ass in context of what the whole team is doing. And I understand Dak's not always going to be able to call the plays. I get that. But boy, I got so sick of Cooper Rush watching Will Grier tonight. And you're like, Voch, how can you do that? Well, because I imagine Cooper Rush checking that shit down. I imagine Cooper Rush tripping over his own shoelaces. I imagine Cooper Rush, cut it back on. I imagine Cooper Rush throwing that bitch to the tight end and third and 3 and outs and punting the football. Will Grier was able to escape and get himself out of trouble. When has Cooper Rush ever done? If Cooper Rush is in trouble, you know what he do? He throw to the running back. That's what he do. That's what he do. If damn Will Grier's in trouble, what do he do? He throw to the receiver, to the running back, to the tight end. He run. He throw it to Hunter Lipke. Chat. And y'all know Voch ain't sensationalism. You know what I mean? Y'all know we don't play like that. We don't do clickbait around. I thought about it. And look, not only did I think about it, but I text some of my amazing friends. I said, what y'all think about this? And everybody was like, shh. So what if we're in this situation where we get Trey Lance, right? Trey Lance is on the team. We look at Will Grier and say, we cut you, bro. Sorry. But then the front office and the athletic department, they looking at Will Grier and they going, what if we cut Cooper Rush tomorrow? What if we cut Cooper Rush tomorrow? Let me look up Cooper Rush game logs from last year, because somebody finna talk crazy to me. Cooper Rush. Let's see what Cooper Rush game logs look like from last year. We ain't doing nothing else. I'll get rid of that. All right, chat, let's talk about it. Was it Cooper Rush going 18 for 38 and 180 yards, 1 touchdown and 3 interceptions versus the Eagles? Was it Cooper Rush going 10 for 16 for 102 yards, no touchdowns, no interceptions versus the Rams? Versus the Rams, Cooper Rush had 4 carries for -1 yards. That motherfucker averaged negative 0.3 yards, and he had a long run of 2 yards. Will Grier would never. Was it the Giants game? We didn't win 2 for 21, 215 yards and a touchdown. His longest pass in that game was 29 yards. He also rushed for negative yards in that game. He was 2 for -2. Ain't that a bitch? Will Grier would never. Chat, where are these magical Cooper Rush games that, you know? Where are these magical Cooper Rush games that just, you know, that just make him Teflon versus what we just saw from Will Grier? Anybody? I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. I'm sick of this. Anybody? Speaking of which, if I learn anything from this Dak Prescott, the play caller experiment, I learned that he has a fantastic handle on this offense. Let's just work on that shit. I just learned he has a fantastic handle on this offense. Daniel Angel says one game. What? One preseason game sometimes is all you need when you competing. Wait till you get further down this list. And we started talking. We talking about one game. Shit. After Deuce Vaughn's first one game, I was done. Sign his ass up. Shit. I ain't even seen nothing else from Deuce Vaughn. Talking about one game. It ain't but 3 preseason games in general. One game is fine with me. That's all I need. That's all I need, because one game at least shows you what happens in a game. I've seen one game from Cooper Rush and all he did was throw to Jay Ferguson and he threw to Malik Davis and Rico Dowdle. This one game from Will Grier where he's scrambling to get himself out of trouble. He rushed for 2 touchdowns. He threw for 2 touchdowns. He got the receivers involved. We say so much how we can never get a read on wide receivers because quarterback play is trash. Cooper Rush is a part of that. Drummond got busy today. Let me pull up these numbers. Hold on. Let me pull up these numbers. Cowboys-Raiders. Let's see. Motherfucking Tyron Johnson went 5 for 90. Hunter Lipke went 5 for 60. Dontario Drummond went 3 for 33. Semi Fehoko went 3 for 30. Oh, this motherfucker got everybody involved. God damn. Hey. We got everybody involved. Oh, Cooper Rush. Get out of here. Jalen Moreno Cropper, 2 for 16. Malik Davis, 3 for 15. Sean McEwen, 2 for 15. Luke Schoonmaker, 2 for 14 and a touchdown. Jalen Brooks, 1 for 11. Princeton Fant, 1 for 8. Dennis Houston, 1 for 7. Jose Barron, 1 for 6. He got everybody involved. There was diversity in this passing game. Don't tell me about no one game. Did you see the one game? Was you watching? We can never get a read on wide receivers because quarterback play was so bad. Not today, I be damn. Come on, son. Jose Barron. You know, sometimes in Spanish you got to roll the R's, you know. And it got to be Spanish. It can't be, it can't be an Italian Jose Barbon. There's no way. It's false. Come on, man. Listen, shouts out to Dak Prescott play call. If anything, right? And I'm gonna go back and watch the film and watch this. I think this is important. I would love to do an offensive film session on like situational football, right? What did Dak call in 1st and 10? What did Dak call in whatever and long? What did Dak call on first and whatever? There's a lot of times where Dak just called a run play on the first play of the drive, right? Hey, just hand the ball to Hunter Lipke. If it gets kind of weird, hey, here's an easy throw for Will Grier. Dak was balanced, bro. Let me go back to the stats. Dak was so balanced. Let's see. Damn, boy. We had 153 rushing yards, 304 passing yards. Let me see the actual. Let me see something. 15, 25, 35. So damn, chat. Hunter Lipke had 15 carries. Will Grier had 10 carries. Malik Davis had 10 carries. 35 altogether. I look at the passing totals. Will Grier, 35 passing attempts, boy. It don't get no more balance than that. So if we learn anything with this Dak Prescott experience, what are the audibles looking like? What is the situational football looking like? If you're in control, will you get away from the run? I don't think so. I think it just depends. Hey, when Hunter Lipke got hot, we saw Dak Prescott continuing to give the ball to Hunter Lipke. Is it Will Grier or is Dak Prescott the reason why damn near every receiver got a touch there? Shouts out to Dak, right? Because these dudes fighting for roster spots. Nobody got left out. Nobody got left. I think every receiver that was active got a catch or some type of touch today. Shouts out to Dak. All the running backs showed they can catch the ball. Shouts out to Dak. I want to see what Dak's favorite plays are. Dak really seems to have a hold on this offense, huh? Hey, I tell you what, man. Me and Will Steele was talking, right? Because we friends in real life. And there were a couple deep passes that there were a couple deep passes that Will missed. And of course, look, Will got to hit those deep passes. First of all, Cooper Rush wouldn't even attempt them. But Will Grier missed a couple deep passes. But boy, did y'all see Dak dialing them joints up, boy. Did you see him? Did you see him dialing them joints up, boy? Whenever you can dial up just wide open, man, come on, man. And that just leads me to believe that Dak Prescott, when it's time for him to make his audibles and to call his own plays in his own situational football, he'll call some of those deep balls that are just, this is the coverage. This is what we're looking at. Cool. Then throw that right there. It'll be there. It'll be right there. This happened a couple times. Will Grier just missed a few. Like he missed a few. But if we just talking about reading the coverage, making an audible, and just finding the wide open play, Dak, he called it. Dak called it. This offense that he just got in February. All right, man. I ain't gonna talk about Dak Prescott all day. Mozzie looked a little pissed off, didn't he? Didn't he? I think we learned some lessons about D-line today. I think Bohanna is ready. I don't think Bohanna's fighting for a roster spot. I think Mozzie heard all the nonsense. Maybe he heard me hyping him up on 105.3 The Fan. Shouts out to y'all if y'all ain't see that. I think Mozzie's ready. Mozzie was pissed off today. You could tell. Wait till we watch the film on this. In other news, Viliami Fehoko, Cowboys 4th round pick, San Jose State. Viliami Fehoko was flashing on the field. That's a good thing about Viliami Jr. Fehoko. You can't miss him because his hair is all over the place. We finally get a long-haired defensive player that we just can't miss because his hair is all over the place. Hey, and look, and he flashes. He flashes on film violently, fast, quickly. He flashes. But you know who didn't flash at all? Neville Gallimore, boy. I think it's a wrap. I think it's a wrap for Neville Gallimore, my guy. I think Neville Gallimore is going to get up out of here, and it just is what it is. Sorry. Now, I think Bohanna is going to make this team because he's the other 350-pound guy, right? So we just talk about Hankins. We talk about dudes behind Hankins. Bohanna's that guy. I don't think Mozzie is a behind Hankins guy. Mozzie's a 1-tech, 3-tech guy. Hankins and Bo are 0-tech, 1-tech guys. You see what I'm saying? They're different. Neville Gallimore, I think he's gone. I think he's gone. He just did nothing for me today. Everybody else flashed though. So I don't know. We'll have this conversation whenever we get the official roster, but there we go. Deuce Vaughn and Jalen Tolbert are bubble wrapped. We didn't even see them. They was in damn street clothes. I tweeted a couple weeks ago. I said, "Hey man, that last preseason game, boy, Hunter Lipke and Malik Davis, they finna get 30 carries, dog." You know what I'm saying? Like that's real. That's real talk. Deuce Vaughn and Jalen Tolbert and them, they should have been bubble wrapped, and they were. That means something good to me. That means we're not trying to play any roster games with Deuce Vaughn. That means Jalen Tolbert has earned his way on this team. I'm so proud of him, man. I'm so proud of the way he's worked and turned into the guy that he really is. So shouts out to him. Devin Harper, you know what I'm saying, had a pretty good game today. Jabril Cox had a pretty good game today. And I think that's important since we're in this place where we're trying to find linebacker help. You know what I mean? We need linebacker dudes to be good. And it was good to see Devin Harper and Brillo make a handful of plays. I got but one final roster competition and just a general conversation, right? What y'all want to talk about? Y'all want to talk about the defensive competition, or y'all want to talk about this depth chart situation that just got kind of weird? What y'all want to talk about today? Let me read the chat. Boy, I see y'all talking about it right now. Look at y'all. E2 Blue, what up, Doc? I see y'all talking about it right now. Oh, buddy, in chat, this is where it's gonna get weird, man. This is where it's gonna get weird, bro. I don't know what to do about Hunter Lipke, dog. I don't know what to do about Hunter Lipke, dog. Oh boy. I have no clue what to do about Hunter Lipke. Johnny GS says he wants to talk about my bad production. Yeah, we got 1,200 people. All right, let's talk about Hunter Lipke, bro. Hell of a game. Hell of a game. Did Hunter Lipke do anything terribly unique tonight? I think it's going to be so difficult here. Hunter Lipke had he had such a good game, bro. Let me go back and check Hunter Lipke's numbers. I got y'all. Hunter Lipke was 15 for 58 rushing. I know he caught some passes too. He was one of your leading receivers, five receptions for 60 yards and a touchdown. And Luke got a touchdown also, right? Schoonmaker. Here's the problem. This team is so stacked. We just can't be moving Hunter Lipke in there like this, bro. Hunter Lipke had a great game. But what is Hunter Lipke doing incredibly different from anybody else that can come on this team? And I would love to keep Hunter Lipke, but chat, let's play a game. Let me ask you a few questions. Por favor. Hunter Lipke or Jabril Cox? You know you need linebacker depth. Josh Ball just got hurt. Hunter Lipke or Matt Waletzko? Hunter Lipke smoked Malik Davis, dog. Malik Davis can go. I think it's a wrap for Malik Davis. Hunter Lipke or... Y'all ain't ready for this one. And it's going to come back up later. Hunter Lipke or Israel Mukuamu? No music for that. No music for that. Hunter Lipke or Israel Mukuamu? Hunter Lipke or Wanye Thomas? You're back up free. Marquise Bell? We can't talk about Marquise Bell. He's here. He's on the team. You see how difficult this conversation is? Hunter Lipke or Will Grier? I think we're in a very peculiar situation, chat. Now watch how easy this is. Chat, watch this. You ready for something easy? Watch this. You ready? Hunter Lipke or Neville Gallimore? I think that one's pretty easy, right? We don't have to talk about Hunter Lipke versus Neville Gallimore. What about Hunter Lipke versus Isaiah Land? See how hard this shit just got again? See how difficult this shit just got again? You see how difficult this just got again? So Hunter is fighting for the bottom of the roster stuff. He's fighting for the bottom of the roster stuff. You see what I'm saying? So it ain't really, is Hunter Lipke good enough to be a running back on this team? He is. He is. But this team is so ridiculous. Eric Plays Base. He says, I think there's a place on this team for Hunter Lipke in more ways than there are a lot of players you name. Hey, look, I don't hate that. Because I think Hunter Lipke will be a really good teams guy. But shit, I just named them. You know, I'm naming the guys. That's the bottom of the roster competition that Hunter's going up against, right? Because look, y'all notice I'm not naming like Hunter Lipke versus Jose Barbone. Hunter Lipke versus Isaac Alacon. I'm not naming those guys. I'm not talking about Hunter versus Malik Davis. I ain't talking about Hunter Lipke versus Princeton Fant. I'm not talking about those guys. I'm naming these dudes. Ronald Jones already gone. I'm talking about these dudes that's making the team, possibly at the bottom of it. Can Hunter Lipke beat one of those dudes? Now, if you can cut Hunter Lipke and he make it to your practice squad, then perfect. And if you need him, you just slide right back up. Easy peasy, lemon squeezy. But besides that, bro, unless there's an injury, I think it's going to be a hard time to get Hunter Lipke on this team. Somebody said Hunter Lipke over Sean McEwen. Man, please. Sean McEwen ain't. He ain't going nowhere. Cowboys love him. Mike McCarthy, they love him. He ain't going nowhere. Lipke may get poached on practice squad. That just lets you know how good this roster building is, bro. We're bound to run out of spots. Anyway, our kicker made a long field goal today, 59 yards. Fantastic. Shouts out to him. My last conversation with y'all, right? I brought up Izzy. Now, Izzy is not listed as a safety. He's a corner. So that means your safeties are Big Three, Marquise Bell, Wanye Thomas. Wanye is the only backup free you got. Wanye is the only backup free you got. Marquise Bell doing linebacker things for you. I get it. I think those guys making the team. Just to say that. Israel Mukuamu has been playing corner. He's been playing a lot of slot corner too. He's been playing in the nickel. If I'm just keeping it a buck with you, and y'all gonna hate to hear this, but and this was Will Steele's idea. He brought this up on the show the other day and he made me think about it, but Kelvin Jones been out playing, Izzy. Voch ain't gonna lie to you. Chat, Voch ain't gonna lie to you. I love y'all too much. I love y'all too much. I'll be nobody if it wasn't for you. I'm not gonna lie to you. I don't get paid for clickbaits. Shouts out to the volume. I don't even get paid for clicks. I work salary now. So the views I get right now are for bragging rights and analytic purposes. I don't get paid per view. I don't have to lie to you. This is real shit. Kelvin Joseph is outplaying Israel Mukuamu. Let's just keep it a buck. Let's just keep it a buck. We can say what we want about practices. We can say what we want about practices. Honestly, we can say what we want about games last year, right? Because, yeah, Izzy in the game has been more impressive than Kelvin Joseph in the game last year, right? But if we're simply having a conversation about how these dudes have been playing in the games, what's my man's in Christian Kirk? Christian Kirk beating Izzy on the play. And then we get to the next game and Jackson Smith and Jigba running all over the place. It's hard for Izzy to cover those guys, man. Izzy had a problem tackling, you know what I'm saying? Just an open space today. We talk about it on my show all the time, the loud camp versus quiet camp theory, right? It's not always about who you better than. It's about what kind of camp you having. Israel Mukuamu is having a very quiet camp. And y'all can say whatever you want to about Kelvin Joseph. Every game, we looking at Kelvin Joseph and go, hey, Kelvin Joseph made some plays today. Let's keep it a buck, man. Let's keep it a buck. Yon Mix says, I got to disagree. Hey, look, I love you to pieces, man. Disagree. I love you. Let's disagree. Thank you for being here. Kelvin been playing better. Let's just keep it a buck, man. And look, this ain't got nothing to do with me being like pro Kelvin Joseph draft guy, right? Because a lot of y'all feel like I be making shit up to make myself look good in draft world. Look, man, I was anti-Micah, dog. I ain't got nothing to say. I ain't got nothing to, you know what I'm saying? I ain't got nothing to hide from my draft acumen. I get a lot more right than I get wrong in my draft acumen, so I ain't even worried about it, bro. I may be like a Kentucky Kelvin Joseph fan, but going into this thing, when Eric Scott was going crazy, when Nashawn was going crazy, I kept it a buck with you. Voch don't got it. Look, Voch not lying to you. I don't get paid for views. I work salary now. I'm simply just letting you know here. Israel Mukuamu has not had the best preseason. Jordan Lewis is hurt. Nashawn Wright is hurt. Eric Scott seems to be a part of this equation somehow. And if we're simply only discussing who's the better nickel corner, Israel Mukuamu or Kelvin Joseph, I understand what he did in Tampa Bay last year, but what did he do in preseason this year? If Izzy is so Teflon, he probably wouldn't even play so late. He played the whole game today, man. I don't know. We'll talk about it. Roster cuts happening soon. Let me read some supers, man. See what y'all talking about, man. I love y'all to pieces, bro. I don't have to lie to you. Shouts out to all the quadruple digits of people that's in here, man. I love y'all, man. Appreciate you, bro. Appreciate you, bro. All right, let's read some supers. What's the date? The 26th. Mr. Leota said he dropped 5. He says, glad this is over. We can get back to the Voch regular season program. Appreciate you, sir. Also, Hunter Lipke is kind of clumsy and clunky. Even though he played great volume, he does look a bit clumsy out there. Will still did kind of hit me up and say, hey, man, he looks slow. Jaime Riabel. He dropped a deuce and says, whatever happened to right brick on my brick? We started drafting motherfuckers. We started drafting good, and we stopped talking about trading back. We started talking about trading back. We'll bring it back if trading gets back and get back into the conversation. Appreciate you. Davey84 dropped a deuce and says, we sure will be the one getting cut. We sure will be the one getting cut? Question mark. Cut Cooper Rush? Hey, I'll cut Cooper Rush, but I believe in Grier's upside. Appreciate you, Davey. Guillotine 06 dropped a deuce and says, I wanted to see more of Junior Fehoko and Sam. I also think it's peculiar that we saw so much of Sam. But maybe it's just a numbers game, right? Maybe we just need defensive ends. But I feel like we got a lot of defensive ends out there. I don't know, but we saw a bunch of Sam, so I don't know. Appreciate you, Guillotine. I've seen enough of Sam, honestly. Now, Junior Fehoko can play all day, but I don't know about Sam. Kenny Lott dropped a dime and says, really seeing that run heavy offense now, Voch. Dak is going to be on pace to break 5,000 passing yards. Who would be surprised? I would not be. Appreciate you. Guillotine dropped another deuce. That's 4 altogether he dropped. He says, was Dak calling or just relaying the plays? He was calling them motherfuckers. He was selecting. Going crazy, too. Adrian Lindsay dropped a 5 and says, this version of Will Grier beats the Eagles last year. Warcock, god damn. It did get kind of close to the end till Cooper Rush started throwing that mug to the other team, huh? I feel you, bro. Brandon from Vegas, or Brandon Vegas says he dropped a deuce. Says Lipke versus Dorrance. You keep Dorrance, of course, unless you're trading, and that's a different conversation. Neoj Garcia dropped a 19. He dropped a deuce. It says, what do you think about Austin Richards? Apparently, Austin had a really good game, but y'all know I can't do day of offensive line evaluation. That'll be on my Patreon, patreon.com/Voch Lombardi. So I got y'all. Father of 5 dropped a deuce and says, Dak and offense coordinator, crazy work. Shady McCoy voice. Hey, man, don't be listening to Shady McCoy, man. Don't be listening to Shady McCoy, man. It's bad for your health, bro. Chat, y'all got any questions before I get up out of here? Let's take about 5 questions before I get up out of here. What y'all got for me? Sick of this. What y'all got for me before I get up out of here? Appreciate all 1,200 y'all for being around. When will cut day happen? I think Tuesday. I think Tuesday's cut day. Who's my starting 11 on both sides of the ball? But that's a loaded ass question, boy. That's a loaded question. I think it's pretty obvious though at this point, right? The first team is pretty obvious. B dropped the deuce and says, just give Dak an armband and let him go get 6. Hey man, let him go. Just let him go. How many quarterbacks will make the 53? 3. And then they'll use that quarterback rule to keep one of them off. Hunter Lipke or Jalen Brooks? I think Jalen Brooks I think he's on the team. I think he showed upside at receiver. And I think they value him as a kicking team guy. Voch, can we finally cut ties with Sean McEwen? I don't think so. They like Sean McEwen. What I think the record's gonna be, yeah, Solid Duck got it. I think we're gonna go undefeated till somebody beat us. That's just facts. It's just facts. What do you think about 80? Shit, which one 80? Chat, who is number 80? And I'll tell you. Let me scroll down. I think it's a wrap for Semi, dog. I think it's a wrap for Semi. Billy Johnson? Yeah, I don't think Billy Johnson. I don't think Billy Johnson. Hey, Josh Ball got hurt and they say it's his hip. Now, when offensive line hips is like ACLs for us. So if Josh Ball hips hurt, he's going. He's gone. TJ Bass the guy now. Opinion on TJ Bass overall? Hey man, we've been saying on Voch Lombardi Live throughout the week. TJ Bass earned a spot, man. He earned a spot. We good at kickers? I don't know. How did Schoon play to you? He blocked really well and he caught a touchdown. Shouts out to Schoon. How you feel about Drummond? I think he did well this game. I think Will Grier being good was good for Drummond, but practice squad maybe. One more. Hey, Miss Jackie, we love you so much. We love you so much, Miss Jackie, for being one of our aunties. Can TJ Bass play center? I don't think so. TJ Bass was a left side player at Oregon. He played guard and tackle, so I think he's more of a guard tackle guy. One more. Does Butler and Coyle make it? I think neither of those guys. All right. Love y'all so much. Appreciate you. We got some work to do. Got some stuff to figure out, man, throughout this week. We're gonna hit y'all with some film. I hit up my film guy to see if I can get some 49er stuff. So we'll see if the volume chain can get that down to me. Because I wanted to get some 49er stuff to check out Trey Lance's preseason. So we'll cross that road whenever we get there. But besides that, we'll be breaking down the offense and the defense because we're back going. We got the PC back. The PC was in the shop for a while, so we didn't get a chance to get the film in. So we're gonna get back on film. All right. So we're gonna get that popping. Appreciate y'all. Hey, and then we got like a week off. And then we're gonna get into football for real. Hey, it is time, ladies and gentlemen. It is time. Y'all hold it down for those boys, man. Go find another Cowboy YouTuber to watch and support everybody that's in our little community, man. Y'all hold it down, man. Peace. Osiris Torrance is not good, by the way.